Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Feedback Friday. Today is the fourth installment with our guest, Jonny Altepeter. He is the music supervisor at Riot Games and also does audio mastering, so you could comment on the production side of songs as well. As usual, we're going to be going through 6 songs that were curated by the A&R team, which is me. And so we're just going to dive in. The first song is Electric Lover by Scott Henderson.
Came alive, but she stopped my heart. Yeah, I saw her lives pass in front of my eyes. She like a storm. She's a majestic, clary, superstar sky. She took my lightning rod. That's when I knew I would be coming inside. She's electric dope. Voltage running through my veins. Circuits overload. Sparks will fly right to my brain. Make you lose control. I will never be the same. Like a thunderbolt. I can't, I won't, I'll never run for cover. I need another shot. One flash, I'll know that you're my electric lover. I'm built for loving what you got. Strikes me right, I'll die with a smile. She like a flashlight. With just one look, she illuminated my night. She like an act of God, 'cause only angels come from heaven on high. Let's experiment, 'cause I'm like Franklin with a key and a kite. Hey, she's electric dope. Voltage running through my veins. Circuits overload. Sparks will fly right to my brain. Make you lose control. I will never be the same. Like a thunderbolt. I can't, I won't, I'll never run for cover. I need another shot. The flash, I know that you're my electric lover. For loving what you got. I can't, I won't, I'll never love another. Your superpowers are to play. You're fast, but love, I follow you like thunder. I'ma chase this hurricane.
Jonny, have you finished listening?
Yep, I did. I just finished it.
Cool. So I just want to point out that Riot Games is specifically video games, and we actually haven't had a supervisor that can talk on that. Usually we just focus on TV, advertisement, movies. So if any of these songs are applicable for the video game landscape, please comment on that because we haven't had that perspective yet.
Sounds good. Yeah, mostly my day-to-day at Riot is actually doing music for the marketing side of the games. So it sort of bleeds over into that world. Cool. The in-game stuff that we handle is all done in-house, so it's pretty self-sufficient. So yeah, my main focus is the marketing side of video games.
Okay. Does that include trailers or anything?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And we also, Riot's actually branching out pretty big right now. We're dropping an animated series on Netflix this fall called Arcane. And so we're doing a full marketing campaign for that. Yeah, we just dropped our first trailer this last weekend. So that's an exciting project.
We'll plug that. We'll plug that in the bio for you.
Nice.
So let's start with production comments.
It feels good to me. It captured me pretty instantly. I was taking notes as I was going through, so I'll just kind of go through my notes here. It feels big. It feels fun. There's a lot going on, which I think is good for this kind of song. As far as like a mixed master standpoint, it did feel a little hot to me. I felt like maybe dynamics it's missing a little dynamics because I feel like it's kind of compressed. But that's not a big deal. That's just me personally listening. Yeah, it sounds good. It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I definitely thought it was high energy. I think something that might narrow its potential is it does sound a little dated, which could also be good for it. But it does have that 80s sound.
It's very 80s,
which is of course something that a lot of supervisors look for, though, which can either like hurt them or make them stand out. Actually, the funky sound I really liked it, but I really liked the bridge and then the guitar solo. But I think that's when I was really getting into it. But I think it just took a little too long to get there because that's what kind of made me be like, okay, I like where this is going in a different direction, and I appreciate that it didn't kind of stay in its one lane. But I think it took too long to actually get to that point.
Well, yeah, the song is like almost 5 minutes long. So I think there's good and bad to that. From like an editing standpoint, it gives you a lot of different parts to work with. So you can really chop it up and use it in different ways. But yeah, I think capturing attention, because in this world, the first thing you want to do is you want to capture the supervisor's attention, and then if the supervisor likes it, then they present it to the editor and the producer and things. And so sometimes when it takes a long time to get to certain ideas, especially that guitar solo was awesome, and it was very far into the song. So things like that really stand out and make a song sound unique. If it takes forever to get to them, there's a good chance they won't be heard, right? I mean, like when I'm listening to submissions, I listen to the very beginning of the song, first few seconds in, I jump to like a third of the way through, and then I jump to the end and kind of see how it builds and how it progresses. And so
you look at the wavelengths the waveforms because you kind of can tell where the dynamics lay. So do you look at that?
If something is submitted to me in like disco format or MDIIO, like when you can actually see it, yes, then I definitely do. But a lot of the submissions I'm getting are like download links, and like I'm listening through Swincy, and right now I dumped it in there, so I can't see the waveform. But if the waveform is present, I'm obviously looking at it because you can definitely tell a lot about a song by the way it looks. But a lot of times I don't have like if I'm going through, like I sent out a search recently, and I have almost 250 people on my list, right? So I get a lot of stuff back, and I have to listen to it relatively quickly. So it is a good point about, taking a long time to get to something. So a song like this, it might be beneficial to do some kind of cut down version of it, maybe make it a little bit more tight. And that way you can really accentuate the points of the song that you really want to get to the listener. But yeah, the 80s note, I definitely agree with you on that. I think it's awesome. I really like the sound of it. But it very much puts you in a box. I mean, an 80s sounding song is not going to be the first thing most people are looking for projects, right? If there's a specific project that's looking for 80s, this is going to be awesome for it. But it definitely puts you, it doesn't open you up to a wide variety of placements when you sound this 80s.
I don't know if I'm trying to think too hard into like the video game space, but just because you are a supervisor in that field, what I kind of envisioned when I was listening to this is like a specified Mario Kart race, you know, where they have like different themes.
Yeah.
Like I could just see like the instrumental to this song, like on a Mario Kart race.
Yeah.
Just with like all the energy and like everything happening.
I kept picturing this song in like a Halloween party playlist.
Yeah, that too.
Like to me, it felt like I was like seeing the Thriller, dance in my head when I was listening to this.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's a good note too. And just more of placements. How else do you see this song?
I mean, it's tough. The thing about the world of placements is that it's so vast, right? I mean, there's so many different types of projects and so many different, every search is so different that it's hard to say like, is this going to work for a lot of them or a few of them? It really depends on the time that it's happening and what the project is all about. So, I'd say production wise, it's got the, it catches you right away. Like I said, it sounds good. It'll definitely get listened to if it's in a playlist. I would definitely listen to this song. But it's hard to say what this could be used for. It's really hard to speak on that just because there's many different opportunities it could be used for or many that it couldn't be used for.
Something that's good about it being in the 80s kind of spectrum is that it can easily be placed if a supervisor is looking for a really high-end artist, but they can't afford them.
Yeah.
This could easily work for that kind of situation.
Yeah. And I do feel like we've kind of moved past the 80s a bit in the sync world.
Like
it was pretty big for a while. We've kind of
Stranger Things.
Yeah. I think the 80s was, no, that's 80s.
Okay.
Yeah, the 80s sound was really big for a minute there, and I feel like we've kind of moved past it. Stranger Things was definitely the project that like ushered it in and also burned it out because everybody was trying to do 80s at that time. And so that could be, a deterrent for this song to get a placement too, is that people are, in my opinion, are kind of moving past the 80s. The 90s are now coming.
They can always come back. Yeah, the 90s and the early 2000s too.
Yeah, that's where we're at now.
Making that's where we're at.
Yep.
Soon we're just gonna.
But it always does this. Yeah, it always does this.
All right, let's go to song number 2, "Up" by Amy Ward Worst.
One, two, three, 4. Daylight's breaking and the dawn is born. Beauty unfold beneath the skies and make my heart warm. You've been down, I've been down, and it's hard to see the other side. But I'm bound, I'm bound for us to keep trying. We get back up again, from where it's been so low. We get back up again, ready, set, and go. Even if the world's been dark, we are the fire, we are the spark. And get back up again. That's all we need to know.
All right.
Hey.
Jonny, are you back? You're good?
I'm back.
I was not expecting there to be a drop there.
Yeah, I did not expect that either.
I was so surprised.
It's an interesting song. There was some elements of it, yeah, that caught me off guard in a good way.
Even like the last few seconds where it was just like the bass, I felt like I was in the club.
Yeah.
I was like, it took me all over the place, that song. So production comments.
So my note that I had was I felt like the vocals needed a little work in the mix.
Wait, I was thinking to myself, I was like, these vocals don't really match or complement the beat.
Yes, that's the thing I wrote down, is that like the voice to me, it sounds like a totally different song than the rest of the song, right? Or it sounds like it's from a different song.
It's like a remix of an original song, because I heard her voice is very calming. And I think that was another reason why I did not expect to be like brought up and then dropped like I was. So I totally agree with that note.
Yeah. I feel like if they kind of, I just feel like they're a little bit too present. They're a little bit too dry and a little bit too forward. I feel like if you kind of brought them back and maybe added a little reverb or some space to them, it would fit in with the rest of the song a little bit better. But yeah, that was my one note about production. Yeah, I feel like needs a little bit of work there.
I just have to say that also I think the lyrics though in the song are extremely universal, especially nowadays with getting back up again. I think that's obviously very present with heading towards post-COVID. Yeah. So I can see, and I see a lot of briefs coming in that's looking for like positivity and upbeat, hopeful. So I could definitely, for the commercial world, I could definitely see this type of song being pitched for that. But also just because this song is so dynamic and it goes in so many different places, you can really like cut the song up for different kinds of asks.
Yeah. It's got a lot of sections, which is nice. Yeah, I have the same note about lyrics. It's, in our world, I hate to always tell people, like a big note that I always tell people when they're asking me about like, what can I do to write for sync? And the big thing is like your lyrics need to be broad. If you want to open yourself up for opportunities, you can't be specific about what you're talking about. If you get too specific, then you just lose that opportunity. So the lyrics on this one felt nice and broad to me. That could be used for a lot of different things. I was thinking like a rom-com trailer, that to me seems like it could work. I was seeing it in ads in my head too. There's a definite need for positivity right now. So that this song offers that, which is great.
All right, cool. Any other comments?
That was it. I think the lyrics, if they could, or the vocals, if they could work the vocals a little bit better, I think this would be a much easier song to listen to.
Okay, perfect. All right. Song number 3, Don't Cry by Josh Olskinko. I'm sorry if I butchered that, Josh.
Don't cry, cry, my little one. sun is shining sweet. Why you wanna test the waters? The moon is round and sweet. Why you wanna test the waters? Cause no strife in this life. Live it clean, yeah. Won't have to try. Don't cry, cry. The little ones dry your eye. Don't cry, my little ones dry your eye. Don't cry, my little ones dry your eye. Don't cry, my little ones dry your eye.
Hello.
Hello. So I just want to make a comment. I think this is where wanting a song to be a little more broad comes in handy, because a lot of the lyrics were a little circumstantial, especially the line where it goes like little ones. That's like addressing a really specific demographic. So if whatever you're trying to put music up against doesn't have like children in it with a very specific plot line, it might be hard to pitch some of the sections in this song.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. The don't cry was nice. Dry your eyes, I like that. But the little ones definitely alienates a lot of people. And I feel like the lyrics in the rest of the song, I was struggling to figure out what he was talking about, especially towards the end. I wasn't really, freedom. Yeah, I was like, I feel like we're talking about a few different things within this song, and I was having a hard time drawing like a cohesive line down the middle there.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice song. It's got a nice groove. It feels to me like it brought me back to college. I felt like this is something. Yeah, I felt like, well, I was kind of in a band that had this vibe in college too. So
okay.
So that's why I was like, it brought me back. I feel like this is going to be a hard song to get a placement with. This sound is very specific, and lyrics are going to be hard to really connect with a product or a story. This is a tough one. I liked it. I had a nice groove, but I did think like this is going to be a hard one to get a placement with. Yeah,
I agree. And but something that did stand out, and we get a lot of briefs for these, it kind of had like an islandy. His voice was islandy, and I could see it. If anything, the instrumental could get placed if the lyrics are too specific.
Yeah, the drums and bass had a nice groove that I really liked, and it had a pretty killer guitar solo too. Two songs with guitar solos.
Yeah, that guitar solo was sick.
You don't hear too many guitar solos anymore, so when they pop out, it's like, okay, all right.
Because like rap, I mean, like the rap bridge kind of replaces the guitar solo in a way, modern day. So yeah, I definitely appreciate a good guitar solo.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Yeah, it's a nice song. I liked it. I could see myself, if this is on the radio, I'm going to listen to it and bob my head. From a sync standpoint, I would have a hard time placing this one. But
all right, cool. Song number 4, Novocaine by Brooklyn Rose.
Okay.
Fill my body with formaldehyde, 'cause there's nothing left to save. Got no use for my hardened heart. It'll pull you in and then tear you apart. Ooh, 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 ooh. wells run dry, 'cause there's nothing left inside. Pierce my wandering eye with cyanide, 'cause you can see me clear, and I'm the devil's guide. Oh, 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 oh. I feel nothing at all. Push me down, but numbness breaks my fall. I feel nothing at all. I'm Novocaine to your beating heart. Whoa, 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 whoa. I feel nothing at all. Push me down, but numbness breaks my fall. I feel nothing at all. I'm Novocaine, said I'm Novocaine, yeah I'm Novocaine to your beating heart.
I kind of thought we might get a guitar solo in that one, but
I was really set up to receive a guitar solo and
yeah.
did it.
So thoughts, comments?
I like the way this one kicks in. The first thing it made me think about is there's a song in the trailer world that it's just kind of one of those songs that everybody wants to cut with, but you never can for, usually it's money reasons, but it's a White Stripes Seven Nation Army. And this has that that intro really just feels like that. And I was like thinking, wow, man, this could be a good alt. It veers a little bit right after that in like the pre-chorus area. There's like this kind of synth line that like kind of shoots out a little bit. Felt a little weird to me.
I was like, what are these little noises in the background that don't resonate at all with the theme of the song?
Yeah, it felt like there was sci-fi elements that were added that I was like,
I agree. I was like, what alien component is this?
Yeah. But I feel like, there's overall, I like the attitude of this one. It's got a nice drive to it. It felt a little loose to me, in
the verses.
That it tightens up in the choruses, which I liked, and it kind of hits in.
Very well.
But it definitely felt a little loose, and that could be a good or a bad thing. There's a loose feeling that feels good, and there's a loose feeling that feels messy. And I feel like this kind of walks that line where I wasn't sure if I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. It's like the wheels are almost going to fall off. It felt a little bit more like they're about to fall off than I would like. So that could be something. And also the bridge, there was like this ooh part to the bridge that I felt was like really unfinished. There could be a lot more layers there that could really build that bridge up, because then it like could bring you into that last chorus a bit more. But it just felt like they threw them on there, and there was a lot of potential in that bridge. I thought they could really work with that a bit more and really drive the song home at the end there.
Yeah, I definitely agree with the comments about not connecting as much with the verses, but I thought maybe a little bit due to that disconnection, I was definitely like inundated with how much I connected with the chorus.
Yeah.
And I think that this song is really great for the movie and TV space, because I think it could really push forward a storyline.
Yeah.
It feels something that can resonate with the main character.
Yeah, this definitely could get placed. I feel like if they tighten it, I mean, as is, it could be considered, but I feel like if they did if they tightened it up a bit, it felt a little thin to me in some parts. I think they could really make it beefier. And if they do that, I feel like this has a lot of potential.
And I agree with the the couple of first moments in the song where it was just like this badass couple of beats, and then you kind of lost that.
Yeah.
I think that should definitely stand out in the mix more, like throughout the whole song, really, or at least throughout the verses.
That you get this momentum that you want to keep, right? And it brings you right in, and it loses you right off the bat. And so I feel like that's doing a disservice to this song. The sci-fi elements really don't need to be there. I mean, if they're there, cool, but they're not necessary at all. Maybe pull them back a bit, because it causes a bit of confusion when you listen to this song. Like, what is this song? And if from an artistic standpoint, if that's your statement, that's your statement. From a sync standpoint, that's gonna be weird to the editor. They're gonna be like, what am I supposed to do with this synth line? It's not fitting with this vibe at all. So in this world, I would say maybe edit yourself a bit in sci-fi sense.
Yeah. All right, cool. Any other comments?
That was it that I had written down.
Okay, cool. Song number 5, Bad Decisions by Eric Bush.
So worried about me, there's no need, guarantee. I'm what you've been missing, it's all you. So stressed out, betcha need a dose of me to take over your system. No, you're right, don't care about feelings hurt. Remember when I just need the feels, need the rush. No, you're right, don't care, regrets about us. No need for promises, don't talk, no words. Taking all yours is mine. I said that I need permission. Tomorrow I'll be just fine. Tonight I'll make bad decisions. We can just live the life. I follow my intuition. Tomorrow I'll be just fine. Tonight I'll make bad decisions. Bad decisions. Bad decisions. Funny, you try to turn tables, but you need to say a prayer for me. 'Cause you're my next victim. Your body, want me, keeps me fun and sexy, flirty. Just a guy on a mission. No, you're right, don't care about feelings hurt. Remember when I just need the feels, need the rush. No, you're right, don't care, regrets about us. No need for promises, don't talk, no words. Taking all yours is mine. I said that I need permission. Tomorrow I'll be just fine. Tonight I'll make bad decisions. You can just live the life. I follow my intuition. Tomorrow I'll be just fine. Tonight I'll make bad decisions. No, you're right, don't care about fair decisions. Remember when I just need the feels, need the rush. No, you're right, don't care, regret decisions. No need for promises, don't talk, no words. Taking all yours is mine. I said that I need permission. Tomorrow I'll be just fine. Tonight I'll make bad decisions. You can just live the life. I follow my intuition. Tomorrow I'll be just fine. Tonight I'll make bad decisions. Bad decisions. Bad decisions. Bad decisions. Bad decisions.
That one was fun.
Yeah, that was good. I like that one.
I think that's one of those songs that kind of stay in your head.
Oh yeah.
I thought the line "Tomorrow I'll be just fine, tonight I'll make bad decisions." I thought that was so good.
Yeah.
It was a good payoff.
Lyrics were great. The chorus lyrics were great. When you start getting the verses and stuff, that's less important in the sync world. It's all about that chorus. It's all about that hook, and the song has that hook. It felt nice to me. It like immediately captured me. It was nice and warm and balanced. From a sound perspective, I feel like the low mids could be tightened up a bit in this one. It felt a little boomy in some points. There was a lot of buildup happening, so I feel like maybe a little bit of compression there, maybe like a multi-band compressor to kind of tame that down a bit, and that would keep the warmth, because it felt warm, which I liked, but it was just like a little bit too much, That was my only note that in that way. But I like the song a lot. There's a lot of potential here.
Yeah, I agree. And like potential of me listening to this all weekend as well.
Yeah. I could hear this on the radio right now. I mean, this is.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, this is a really great
song.
I
actually have a production comment that I noticed right before the last kind of breakdown, the last kind of series of choruses. It was the spotlight on the vocal where he was just saying bad decisions, but it kind of fell into the mix. I don't know if you noticed that, but it kind of sounded like it was going for like a payoff moment, but it just didn't hit the way that I think he wanted it to, or it should have.
Oh yeah, I didn't have to listen again for that. I didn't notice it.
But otherwise, banger. I like this song.
Yeah, I really like the bridge too. I felt like, because as I was listening, that like main bass line, I just loved it. But I did feel like it was starting to get to the point where it's like, okay, I don't want this anymore. And then right when I started feeling like that, the bridge kicked in and that dropped out, and I felt like that was nice. It was a nice relief, because it really is a really good groove. But it can feel like it's too much after a while. You start getting a little fatigued on it. But he like right to the point where like you don't really want it anymore, he takes it out. So it's like it felt very satisfying as I was listening to this.
Okay, cool. Any sync comment?
I mean, it's modern. I feel like it fits in with what's happening right now, and lyrics are great. I mean, I feel like this has a lot of potential. It really does. This is a great song. They did a great job on this one. I don't hear anything in this that would really like make me go, no, I can't.
Yeah. Just fun, good energy too.
Yeah.
Universal. We all make mistakes, except me though. But everyone else seems.
When I was working at one of an agency that I worked at that did a lot of promos for NBC and ABC, this is the kind of stuff that I looked for a lot for those promos. And so I can see this fitting into that world really nicely. ABC, definitely, this is that sound that they have. NBC, those like major network promos, this would be good for.
Even like when you say that, I think of like the Today Show, and they always play like 5 seconds of a very like high energy song when they're cutting out and like showing the landscape of New York City. I can totally see this like just bumping for those 3 seconds.
This is a good song.
All right, last song, Can I Be the Fire by Carly Thomas.
Show me a light aside from the white of these walls. I need this, give me something else. Ring all the bells, cast your ancient spells. Can you feel this? Hear me out. Am I losing sight? I don't wanna fight. Breathe in, show me the night. Rock and roll, pour the wine and let it flow. Say you're happy just to hold me, then you cry it out. Can I be the fire that you dance around? gotta hear this. Show me the night for rock and roll, for the white, let it flow. Say you're happy just to hold me, and you cry out, can I be the fire that you dance around? Can I be the wire that you balance on? Can I be the fire that you dance around? Can I be the wire that you balance on? Show me a light, aside from the white. These walls, I need this. Give me something else. Ring on the bell, cast your ancient spell. Can you feel this?
All right, cool. That was Carly Thomas, but it was sounding like Stevie Nicks.
Oh my God, that's so funny you said that. I wrote down, I was like, this feels like Stevie Nicks meets Phil Collins with a little Brandy Carlisle thrown in. That was like,
yeah.
it was like, that was the first thing I was thinking.
Yeah. So comments.
You know, I like this song. I wasn't, to be honest, when it started playing, I was like not really sure where it was going to go. Like I said, it kind of started, it built this little atmosphere at the very beginning. And I was pleasantly surprised at how big it ended up getting, which I think is a really nice thing about the song. Is it just keeps getting bigger. And then that last chorus is really nice and big. You've got a lot of vocals happening. So it just feels, it kind of feels dreamy to me, you know. I liked it. I like this song. I actually like it more than I thought I was going to like it. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, I agree. Like at the beginning, there was this drop of the majority of the instrumentation that was a relief almost. And I thought it blended really well with the beginning of the song. And I think it started, and her voice is so, it complements, I think, the instruments used in this.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you have a Stevie Nicks voice, I mean, that's good for you.
Great vocals.
Yeah, and we kind of got a third guitar solo a little bit.
We did, so we did. It was there.
We went
not quite as epic, but I don't think we needed an epic.
Yeah, it was a little, it did what it needed to do.
Yeah.
Any other comments? Sync comments?
You know, I could see this again, like because it ended up getting so big and full. That's always a really good thing in the trailer world. You know, we always want to build. You know, a lot of times with a trailer, you've got at least 2, maybe 3 pieces of music that are used throughout. You know, you've got usually the open, the middle, and the back end. And what was cool about this track is it kind of hit all points, right? It brought you along, and it kind of told a story sonically that I was liking. I could see this, and this is kind of another thing, like the ABC, NBC, like the major network promo world. I could see this fitting into that.
Yeah,
it definitely felt nice to me. I like this song. I did feel a little bit, as far as sonic wise, like it was a little bit boomy again on this one. I was getting some build up. It could be the compression of this file. You know, a lot of this stuff, by the time it gets to me, I'm not hearing the source material. So some of this
Like
stuff,
6
yeah,
times.
exactly. Some of these things can actually happen in transfers, but I was feeling like there could be a little bit tightening up on the low mids on this one, because it was feeling like it was building up a bit, but nothing crazy. It was a nice song. It was a nice mix. There's a lot of stuff going on with it, but it also had those drops which made you feel like it was all necessary.
Yeah, it was atmospheric, but in kind of like a I kind of got like, I felt like I was driving in the middle of like Iowa in this.
Yeah,
Just,
in like a
cornfields.
foggy mountain area.
Yeah, I just felt like I found clarity.
Yeah.
Through this woman.
You know what's interesting about this too is it was kind of like it jumped back and forth between decades, right? It felt a little like there was some points where it felt a little 70s and some little 80s, some very modern. It was kind of interesting how it was very fluid in that sense.
Yeah, and it never felt dated to me either.
No, didn't.
All right, cool.
That was a great song. I like that one.
So now that we've listened to all 6, we like to say which one connected with us, which one will stick with us the most. So I'll let you go first.
You know, I would say as far as like songs that I will think about later in the day, I would say Can I Be the Fire and Bad Decisions were the 2 of the standout ones for me. Electric Lover was really fun. That one really was a treat. But I would say, the one that has the most standout to me as far as like a single being placed, really having success in this bunch is Bad Decisions. So yeah, I would have to say that's the winner for sure.
I agree about the sync placements and all the other reasons as well, but I also just like that one for my own listening pleasure.
Yeah.
Very relatable. I'm in my early 20s, so definitely can relate to the lyricism in that.
Yeah.
And I also liked the last one as well. It was very it brought me down from Bad Decisions.
So how do you choose these songs? Like these are submitted and then you go through and choose them, or is it like kind of you just randomly pick? How does it work?
So this is a great plug. So I'll use you for that. Thank you for that, Jonny. So every 2 weeks we have this Feedback Friday. And so every 2 weeks I post a Feedback Friday brief, and you can submit for about a week and a half until we close it. And then I pick out the songs, usually like a variety of genres I pick. You just submit your songs to MDIIO under the Feedback Friday. One that isn't closed, one that is still open with the date that is in the future. And I curate. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
This is a really cool segment. I'm glad you guys are doing this.
Yeah. And thank you so much for joining us and giving us more insight on the supervisor world.
Yeah, my pleasure. I had a fun time. Thanks for inviting me.
Of course. And thank you everyone for watching. If you have questions, please leave them below and we'll get to them as soon as we can. I'm Keri Srebnick. This has been Jonny Altepeter from Riot Games. Okay. Thank you everyone.